should embrace them as part of the learning process. So we've talked about shifting our mindset, but what about some practical tips for actually overcoming that overthinking while we're speaking? Like, what can we do in the moment?
That's a great question. One thing that can be really helpful is to slow down your pace. A lot of times when we overthink, we start speaking faster and faster because we're nervous or we're trying to get everything out before we forget.
I do that.
But that just makes it harder to think clearly.
Right, so take a deep breath, slow down, give yourself time to process your thoughts.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to pause between words or sentences. Remember, those pauses are perfectly natural and they can actually make you sound more confident and in control.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've noticed that confident speakers often use pauses really effectively to emphasize certain points or to give the listener time to digest what they're saying. It's all about finding that comfortable rhythm in your speech.
Absolutely. And here's another practical tip. Instead of trying to come up with the perfect word or phrase, just use the simplest language you can to express your idea. Don't get caught up in trying to sound impressive or use complicated vocabulary. Just keep it simple.
Makes sense. So if I'm struggling to find the right word, I can just use a simpler synonym or rephrase the sentence altogether. The important thing is to keep the conversation flowing.
Exactly. And as you practice speaking more and more, you'll naturally start to build up your vocabulary and become more comfortable with using a wider range of words and phrases.